Plastic is everywhere. It wraps our food, fills our oceans, and even drifts through the air we breathe. For decades, it's felt like an unstoppable tide of waste, something nature simply couldn't handle. But here's the surprising twist: nature is fighting back. In quiet corners of the world, small, unexpected heroes have begun doing something remarkable. Some creatures are learning to live with plastic, not by avoiding it, but by actually eating it. Today, we will discover animals that have evolved to eat plastic. Worms, bugs, and even microscopic bacteria are adapting in ways that almost sound like science fiction. Yet it's real, and it's giving us a rare glimpse of hope. That life on Earth is more resilient and more creative than we often give it credit for. This isn't a miracle cure, and it won't erase the plastic crisis overnight. But these discoveries remind us of something powerful. Nature has been solving problems for billions of years. And now it may be showing us a way forward in one of humanity's biggest environmental battles. The wax worm surprise. The story begins in a beekeeper's shed. Wax worms, those little caterpillars usually known for feasting on beeswax, were accidentally left among discarded plastic bags. What happened next was astonishing. Instead of ignoring the plastic, the worms began to chew straight through it. At first, it looked like a fluke. But as scientists watched more closely, they realized the worms weren't just tearing holes. They were actually breaking the plastic down. Something in their digestive system, helped by special enzymes, allowed them to digest the plastic as if it were food. Think about that. A creature evolved to survive on beeswax, a substance with chemical bonds surprisingly similar to certain plastics, suddenly finding a way to treat our most stubborn waste as dinner. It's as though nature had quietly prepared a backup plan, hidden in the belly of a caterpillar. The discovery sparked hope around the world. If tiny worms could turn plastic bags into something less harmful, maybe we weren't trapped in this crisis after all. Maybe the solution was already here, waiting to be noticed. Let's compare mealworms versus Styrofoam. If waxworms gave us a spark of hope, mealworms took it even further. These tiny beetle larvae, usually raised as food for reptiles or fishing bait, turned out to have an extraordinary secret. Scientists discovered that mealworms could eat styrofoam, one of the most notorious plastics of all. What's more, they didn't just nibble at it, they could survive on it as their only food source. In controlled experiments, mealworms ate through cups and packaging peanuts made of styrofoam and carried on living healthy, normal lives. Inside their guts, special microbes were working hard, breaking down the long, stubborn chains of plastic into smaller, less harmful compounds. To the outside world, it looked like a miracle. The same material that lingers in landfills for hundreds of years was being digested by a creature barely an inch long. For the first time, scientists realized that insects weren't just quirky eaters. They could become allies in our battle against plastic waste. Tiny, wriggling recyclers, capable of doing what our technology has failed to do for decades. Ocean micro-warriors, bacteria, and algae. While worms were chewing through plastic on land, a quieter battle was happening beneath the waves. The ocean, long seen as a victim of plastic pollution, was hiding its own tiny defenders. Scientists began to notice certain bacteria clinging to floating plastic debris. At first, they thought these microbes were just living on the surface, but then came the revelation. Some of them were actually breaking the plastic down. Among the most famous was Ideonella sicyensis, a bacterium discovered in Japan that could feed on PET plastics, the same kind used in water bottles. Alongside bacteria, certain species of algae have shown hints of plastic-eating potential too. In their search for survival, these microorganisms had developed enzymes capable of nibbling away at materials that humans once thought indestructible. It was a glimpse into evolution at work, life adapting, reshaping itself to confront the challenges we created. The ocean wasn't just suffocating under plastic waste, it was also slowly, silently fighting back. Let's discuss what this means for us. From waxworms and mealworms to ocean microbes, these tiny life forms remind us of something powerful. Nature is not standing still. Evolution is responding to the mess we've made. crafting unexpected solutions to a global problem. But here's the catch. Worms and bacteria alone can't clean up billions of tons of plastic. What they can do is inspire us. By studying their enzymes and survival tricks, scientists are learning how to engineer new ways of breaking down plastic faster and at a larger scale. It's a hopeful sign. Life is resilient, creative, and always adapting. And if these small creatures can rise to the challenge of plastic pollution, perhaps we can too. By rethinking how we use plastic, how we recycle it, and how we work with nature instead of against it. The countdown has shown us a truth both humbling and inspiring. The fight against plastic isn't just ours anymore. It's a partnership with worms, microbes, and the very forces of evolution itself. Nature has revealed a glimpse of what's possible. Worms that chew through plastic, microbes that feast in the ocean, and algae quietly breaking down what we once thought indestructible. These are sparks of hope, signs that life is adapting, even in the face of humanity's biggest mess. But here's the truth. Evolution works slowly, and the plastic crisis is moving much faster. These creatures alone cannot save us. What they can do, however, is inspire us. If tiny worms can take the first bite, imagine what human innovation, guided by nature's examples, could achieve on a larger scale. This is the lesson. The planet is resilient, but it needs our help. By reducing single-use plastics, supporting cleaner alternatives, and rethinking how we consume, we give both nature and ourselves a fighting chance. So while the story of plastic-eating creatures sounds almost like science fiction, it's actually a message of possibility. Nature has shown us the door, but it's up to us to walk through it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Together, we can spread awareness and inspire change.